welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited that you are here and I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic December thus far. I cannot believe that we are already in December. I've said this in previous years, but this year has truly flown by to the point that it's freaking me out a little bit, but I'm so excited to be back and officially starting my Reesemas. Now, typically I start Reesemas on the 1st of December every single year. But this year, with everything that's been going on, I really wanted to end the year on a high and a very strong note. So I took the past little bit to get ahead in videos, start creating so that I can be more consistent and show up a lot more often. So although it has seemed that I've been MIA, I've been working really hard behind the scenes and I am so grateful to be back and to be ending the year off with you guys. With that being said, today's video is a very interesting case. I've been going down many of rabbit holes while doing research for other videos, one of which being the glitch in the matrix. I have seen so many videos of people who are experiencing these glitches in the matrix or laps in timelines, and I thought that it would be really interesting to dive into a very long video of people's experiences with this. And in doing so, I came across a really fascinating one that tied in with Christmas. So I felt as though it was deserving of its own video here on my channel, and that is what we are diving into today. But I do just want to say before I get into this, if you guys have experienced any sort of glitch in the matrix or overlapping of timelines, definitely let me know and perhaps you'll hear your story if you guys are comfortable with me sharing it in an upcoming video. But without further ado, sit back, relax, because this one is absolutely crazy. So this story begins with a girl named Layla. When Layla was in the 1st grade, she was extremely secluded. She wasn't a child who had a ton of friends. In fact, she was really into learning how to read and taking on any books that she possibly could. And this kind of concerned her mom because despite her being so excited that her daughter was so knowledgeable and wanted to learn so much and loved to read, she felt as though she lacked social experiences. So she really wanted to take Layla places where she could interact with other kids her age and hopefully make at least one friend. On one weekend, Layla's mom took her to some sort of like amusement park or playground. I'm not entirely sure, that wasn't totally clear. But in doing so, Layla would meet what would become her very best friend, Joy. Layla and Joy had a lot in common. They were both very inquisitive. Again, they both liked to read, and the two of them would be in what her mother would describe as their own little world. They became the best of friends, and they communicated in a way that it seemed only the two of them could understand. But unfortunately, when the girls would be in the 4th grade, Joy's mother would become terminally ill with cancer. And this was really hard on Layla and her family as well. Now, before I get into the main event of this story, I do want to give a little bit of context on Joy. Layla's mom would describe Joy as a strange, curious little girl. She would often talk about how she lives in the dream world too. And at the time, Layla's mom felt as though the dream world was the world of imagination. Again, these girls loved to read and they had very wild imaginations. But as the years were going on, this dream world began to sound odd. She would talk about how everybody exists in this dream world, but things are different. Even describing how Layla's dog was actually black in the dream world and not golden, but that they were the same type of dog. She would describe how the house in the dream world that Layla lived in was the same house, but the furniture was in different places and things were just a little bit different. Layla and her family felt as though Joy was just living in this imaginative world, that she was writing, her own book essentially, that she was writing her own book of this parallel universe. But that would all change after Joy's mother got sick. Christmas rolled around and Joy's family was not doing well. Joy's mother was in the hospital and there was really no Christmas festivities to be had. So naturally, Layla and her family had Joy come to Christmas. Now, every single year, Layla and her family would have the colorful lights on the Christmas tree rather than the white lights on the Christmas tree. But this year things were a little bit different because Joy's mother being sick, they wanted to accommodate her to make it feel as much as her Christmas as it was theirs as well. And at Joy's house, she had the white Christmas lights on her tree. So Layla's family switched their tree this year from their usual colorful tree to the regular Christmas lights. The girls celebrated Christmas, all was well, and they got together right before the night ended to take a family photo with Joy in it in front of their Christmas tree. They also thought it would be special to keep just in the future, to even show Joy's mom how they had kind of changed their Christmas for her daughter. Now, sadly, shortly after the new year, Joy's mother would unfortunately and tragically pass away, and Joy would end up moving with her aunt to a completely different state. The girls tried to stay in touch, but their lives just became so different, and as the years went on, Joy just became a really special memory that Layla and her family had. Now let's flash forward to college. Layla goes to college and lo and behold, sees who she believes to be Joy. As Layla walks up to Joy, she says her name to make sure that it's her, and Joy turns and says, "Yes, do I know you?" Layla begins to remind her that they were best friends in elementary school, how they spent all their time together, but Joy doesn't seem to understand what Layla's telling her. Joy looks at Layla with a completely confused face, stating that she'd never even lived there and that she'd never been to that school. "So you must have me mixed up, but how do you know my name?" At this point, Layla begins to tell her all about that Christmas, thinking that that would be a memory that would, remind her that she had in fact been there and that they had in fact been the best of friends. This is where it gets even weirder. Not only does Joy not remember that Christmas, but Joy said that her mother was still alive, that she'd never been sick, and that she'd always lived in the state that Layla said that she had moved to. Now, obviously, Layla is very confused by this because she knows that this is true, that she knows these are her memories, but how could her mother still be alive? Joy actually goes as far, thinking that Layla is crazy, to call her mother. And Layla says it's exactly how she remembers her mother looking, and she is very much alive. So later that night, Layla calls her mom, and to Layla's shock, Layla's mom also remembers Joy. But how could that be when Joy's mother is very much alive and Joy had evidence of going to a completely different school? So Layla decides that she's gonna drive over to her mom's house and they're gonna find that picture and she's gonna bring it to go and show her that they're very much in the picture together. Joy and her mother pull out the Christmas album of that exact year because they documented it all, and they find the group photo from that Christmas that Joy was with them. Now they know it was that photo because the tree had white bulbs all over it. When they look in the photo though, Joy is not in the photo. Every other year, they had the colorful Christmas lights. So the fact that there is a photo that Joy was supposed to be in with these white bulbs in it had them totally perplexed. Layla takes the photo and goes and finds Joy one day at college and shows her the photo and explains everything to her. But to even more of a shock, Joy proceeds to say that her Christmas every year has the colorful bulbs, that it never had the light bulbs. Joy is obviously confused by this now too because she sees that this means a lot to Layla and that Layla knew a lot of things about her even if some of the facts weren't true. She did enjoy to read. She was a very quiet child like her, but she didn't know anything about the dream world that she had talked about with Layla. To this day, Layla and her family have absolutely no idea how not only did they know Joy, not only did Joy look like Joy and was actually named Joy, but that so many things that they thought had happened had never happened, that they all remembered Joy at Christmas and changing the tree for her, and they had a photo with the changed tree, but no Joy in the photo. Now Layla and Joy never really connected ever again. Layla believes that Joy thinks that she's crazy. But the more that Layla has dug, she begins to wonder if there's been some sort of crossing of parallel universes, if perhaps she'd met the Joy from another universe where things had happened so different. I mean, Joy had talked about how Layla was in another universe that was completely different than hers, even though it was still the same, that she was still Layla, she still had a dog, but these things were different. Layla goes on to say that she realizes how crazy she sounds. The only time she really talks about this is in forums with other people who have had similar experiences, but to this day, she is searching for answers as to who the Joy was that she met and how she was still in that universe, but the Joy she met years later wasn't. I don't know, I just thought it was absolutely crazy. I'm so curious to hear what you guys think of this. What do you think happened? Do you think Layla and her family are crazy and that they made this up? But then how would there be a real Joy with a mother that looked the same that she would later meet in life? Like, it's not like it's just a memory they thought they had and Joy never existed. Joy existed, just not in the place they thought she did. So definitely let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna go over some theories as well. I have a big video coming on the glitch in the matrix and the theories behind it, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I am so excited to be back and in the swing of things. If you are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you enjoy my content, I would truly love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and until tomorrow, I love you. Happy Christmas!